live your best freaking life. Hello interwebs and welcome back. I'm Shanna and this is where I share my life and stories and visions and opinions and whatever else I feel like. And today I am here to bring you my sort of summary of Vietnam, things you should expect, things I want you to know, and if there's anything that you think should be added, anything that I missed, which is highly likely, please make sure to leave it down in the comments below. And just know that this list is in no particular order. So without too much rambling, let's go ahead and get into it. Number 1, learn to say no. If you guys watched, I think it was my very first Vietnam video. It might have been the second one. I had an experience where me, being the nice person that I am, didn't know how to say no to a lady. She picks it up and she's just like on my mouth and got totally bamboozled and scammed. And so all of a sudden there's more money exchange going on and it was fine. I'm totally okay with it now, but at the time I was just kind of like taken aback. So one of the things that you need to learn how to do when you travel anywhere, this is not exclusive to Vietnam, is just learn to say no. It's okay, you're not being rude, you can still be polite, but you need to be firm in telling somebody no, that you are not interested in something or you don't want something. Number 2, prepare to use lots of bug spray. Unless you're in the city, I didn't really have a problem with like bugs or mosquitoes or anything in the city. Outside of the city, bug spray up. Get that stuff ready. Make sure you have some in your bag. You can buy it while you're in Vietnam. You don't need to buy it before you get there. They have really good stuff. Just make sure you have it and be prepared to use it, especially if you are a bug magnet like me. Number 3, and this is a pretty big concern I think for a lot of people, is crossing traffic. So if you noticed in the city, it's very, very busy. There are cars, there are motorbikes, there are people everywhere. They're going every which way. I don't know if there are any traffic laws. If there are, it doesn't seem that anybody follows them, or there's very few of them. People just go. So when you want to cross the street, you also just have to go. And at first it can be really intimidating, especially coming from Japan where everybody crosses through the crosswalk 9 out of 10 times and you wait for the light to turn 7 out of 10 times and people all go in the right direction most of the time. Like, it's concerning and a bit overwhelming going, oh my god, okay, how am I going to get across this road? But really, once you get over that first 1 or 2 times of crossing the road, just going, it gets so much easier. You literally watch the road, watch the traffic patterns, be aware of what is happening, and you just find a little opening and you walk and you pay attention to what's going on around you. But keep in mind, most of the time those cars and those bikes and those motorbikes are all paying attention to you as well. If you're not sure, watch a local and follow directly behind them. My favorite thing to do when I was first starting out was follow the grandma, because the grandma knows what she's doing and nobody's gonna hit grandma, let me tell you. So yes, it can be a little bit intimidating, but once you do it a few times, you'll get through it and it'll get a lot easier. Number 4, let's talk a little bit about markets. So for me, markets can be a little bit overwhelming with all of the stuff and all the people and all the sounds and everything that's going on. But they are really cool and they are a great place to get things, especially like souvenirs or omiyage. So I would definitely make sure you check out the markets. You can also get some really good food and sweets and drinks and everything else there, so that's really cool. But keep in mind, they are markets and you can barter with the people at the markets too. Don't take the price they're giving you first. Make sure you barter with them. And if you're not sure, walk around and check out some of the other stands and stalls too, because typically a lot of them sell very similar, if not the exact same stuff. So someone over here might be selling the same thing for half the price of another person, and you can kind of go back and forth between the two of them until one of them will give you the best price that you can get for that thing. So keep that in mind. Just breathe, try not to be overwhelmed. Remember that it is hot in those markets, so make sure you've got water and just have a good time with it. Number 5, I kind of want to talk about traveling with disabilities. So I'm very lucky because for the most part, I am a normal, healthy person who doesn't have any disabilities that prevent me from traveling and doing the things that I want to do. However, One of the things that I have noticed a lot of Southeast Asia, Japan included, is not set up very well for people who have disabilities. And if you are somebody, or if you are traveling with somebody, or somebody you love is blind or deaf or has any other kind of disability, I think that it could be challenging to travel in these areas. Imagine trying to cross that really busy road by yourself, and maybe you are deaf or partially deaf, or blind or partially blind, or if you have something wrong where maybe you have really bad arthritis and you can't move very quickly or very easily. I could see where that would even be challenging. There's also a lot of situations where there might not be elevators and you have to take stairs, and so it can all just be very challenging if you are somebody with disabilities. So I'm sure most of you know, if you are somebody who has a disability, that you need to look into these things before you go, but I'm not sure how much it is talked about when it comes to these Southeast Asian countries. So I do think it is something that you should be aware of, and just do a little bit more extra research, and hopefully it'll work out for you. But if you have any specific questions about it, you can ask me. If I don't know the answer, I'll try and help find the answer for you. But I think these places are something everybody should experience, and I wish they were more accessible, but you know, it will come with time, I think. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. Number 6, the weather in Vietnam. Guys, it is hot in Vietnam all year. And I don't mean like scorching hot all year round. I just mean when you go there, if you are traveling around Vietnam, no matter what time of year you're going to be there, you're not going to need any kind of heavy coat. You might need a hoodie, you might need a jacket, depending on what time of year you're going to be there. But even when I was in Ho Chi Minh in January, it was hot there. Like, I want to say it was in like the 90s in Fahrenheit while I was there. If not maybe 80s, somewhere 80s or 90s in the middle of January, which was shocking. But if you travel a little further north in Vietnam, like when I was in Ha Giang, it did get kind of cold there. And even Hanoi was a little bit chilly at night, but not too bad. So keep in mind, it is a warm climate. You're not going to need heavy clothing. Make sure you bring the appropriate clothes for whatever season you're going to be there. But if you're going to be there in winter, you don't need heavy stuff. Pack light, travel light, bring stuff that's easy to wash, easy to hang dry, so that way you can just rotate and keep those bags light. Number 7, get a sim. Just do it. Just get a sim. I got mine through Viatel, as I showed, I think maybe in the first or second video, and talked about. And it was so easy. It was so cheap. It gave me peace of mind while I was traveling around, especially by myself. And I know that it also gave peace of mind to my friends and my family who knew I was there traveling by myself. Because yes, Vietnam has a ton of Wi-Fi. There's Wi-Fi everywhere. But you can't have Wi-Fi in the middle of nowhere on a bus while you're traveling. Well, some of the buses have Wi-Fi, but not all of them, and it's not reliable. So it's just, you know, easier, and it gives you peace of mind and everybody else around you peace of mind if you have that connection, if you even just get the phone number to be able to call if there's a problem or need help, or, you know, you use your internet for the Google Translate, because despite the fact that I have downloaded the languages into my Google Translate a million times, it doesn't always work when there's no internet connection, and I don't know why, but it just doesn't. So get the sim. Listen to me. Get the sim. You won't regret it. It's so cheap. On the topic of sims and Wi-Fi and internet and everything though, number 8, there is Wi-Fi everywhere in Vietnam. Almost every business has Wi-Fi. When I was in the mountains, there were several places there that had Wi-Fi. Most of the places will give you the Wi-Fi password. If you want to try and crack it, you usually can, because it's usually some combination of the numbers 0 through 9 and maybe the name of the business. But it is still important to have your SIM card, because sometimes you can't connect to Wi-Fi. Sometimes it doesn't want to work, but it's also great to have that Wi-Fi because, you know, maybe you didn't pay for the unlimited, or maybe you just want to make sure you're having a secure connection. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's really cool that there's Wi-Fi everywhere. Number 9, let's talk about language. So in the city in Vietnam, you'll find that there is quite a bit of English. There's a lot of English speakers, and I would say most people speak at least a little bit of English. However, like most places that you travel, the further you get away from these city centers, the less and less English that you'll find. So my advice to you is to at least make sure you know how to say hello, know how to say thank you, know how to say please, know all of those kind of niceties anywhere that you travel. If you can, make sure you have your Google Translate on you. If you want to invest in one of those Poke Talk things, get one of those. Have something that makes it easier for you to communicate, but also keep in mind that language is not everything. Body language says so much. A smile and just being kind and understanding with people says so much, and most of the time you can communicate with people without speaking the same language. It is helpful, don't get me wrong, it is absolutely helpful, especially if you are trying to buy something, if you're lost, if you don't know where something is, but you don't necessarily need it. Body language goes a long way, guys, believe me, and just be kind and be nice and be respectful to people, and they'll be respectful to you, and most of the time they will go out of their way to help you. Number 10, the temple dogs are not friendly. They are not so friendly. They kind of don't want anything to do with you. If you want to take pictures, if you want to take a video, that's cool. I wouldn't bother trying to pet most of them though. I don't know if they're fearful or what the situation is, but most of them don't want a lot to do with you. However, the dogs that are like in the streets, for example in Katba, are more friendly. I pet a lot of dogs while I was in Katba, and that was quite enjoyable. But also, the temple kitties are so sweet. I like the temple kitties. They were just sleepy and tired and all for the pets. Number 11. I know not everybody has a lot of time to travel when they go on vacations or when they go places, and honestly, I never have enough time either. So while I was in Vietnam, you guys know I went to Hanoi, I went to Hoi An, I went to Katba, I went to Ha Giang, and I went to Ho Chi Minh and Da Nang. And out of all of those places, I think Hoi An and Hanoi were my two favorite more so cities. Like, Hoi An had those awesome beachy vibes with the lanterns and the cool port town history, and then Hanoi was just a really cool, historical, vibrant, busy, exciting city. But if you want to go outside of the city, which I definitely recommend, Ha Giang. Ha Giang is gorgeous and amazing. The people are so nice, the food is so good, and it is just an all-around incredible experience. I have a whole video talking about all of that, so if you want to watch that, I'll link it and you can watch it. But Ha Giang is just incredible. Cat Ba is beautiful if you want to go a little bit more like beachy for a little bit, but also get some hiking and some history in. And then I think Da Nang is a little bit set up more like if you were going to be sort of a digital nomad or staying for a little bit, or if you're really into the more resort style vacationing, Da Nang is really good for that. I did enjoy Da Nang, and if you do have time, put it on your list. Ho Chi Minh is a nice city, but it is very large, I felt, compared to like Hoi An or Hanoi, because it is sprawling. It's very like spread out. I sort of felt there, if you wanted to go most places, you probably needed to have a bike or a car, and you needed to take cabs and things like that, or grabs. But if I was in Hanoi, I could still walk most of the places that I wanted to go and have, you know, adventures and enjoy it. So it just really depends on what kind of vibe you're looking for when you're traveling. Vietnam has a lot to offer. If you have time to go to all of them, go to all of them, because I enjoyed all of them. But if you can only pick one or two or three, hopefully my little descriptors here give you an idea of what may be best suited for you. Keep in mind there are also tons of other places that I didn't even get a chance to go to while I was in Vietnam. So, you know, do a little bit more research, and maybe by the time you come across this, I'll have been back and gotten to share some more places. Who knows? I love Vietnam, and I will definitely be back. So, number 12, and I hope that's the right direction, don't be afraid to rent a motorbike and hit the road. In the city, I can definitely understand where it would be mega intimidating to drive around. I didn't drive around on a motorbike in Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh, but I did do it in Da Nang, and even there, like, there were times that it was quite intimidating for me. However, if you can venture away from the city on your motorbike, it's amazing. The experience riding around somewhere like Vietnam on a motorbike is totally different than the experience that you would get if you were in a car or in a Grab or in a taxi or a bus. It's so freeing and so open, and it's just so beautiful. And I 10 out of 10 recommend getting over your fear and getting on a bike and driving safely. Wear your helmet. But do it. You won't regret it. Hi, hello, Editing Shanna here. I just wanted to add really quickly that if you do decide to get a motorbike while you're there, you do need an international license. I've heard that most of the time it's not a big deal, they don't check, but just in case there's a problem, you want to make sure you have it. Get you an international license. It's super easy. Bring it with you, and I would also recommend getting yourself travel insurance if you're going to be riding around on a motorbike, because you just never know, and it's better to be safe than to be sorry. Number 13. Well, I didn't personally have any issues. I was told that we should not drink the tap water in Vietnam and that you should only eat vegetables that have been cooked and not like washed clean and might still have water on them. Like I said, I didn't have any issues. I didn't get sick. I didn't drink the tap water. I did have some raw vegetables. I stuck mostly to bottled water. I did use the tap water to brush my teeth, which I don't think I was supposed to do. But again, I didn't have any issues. It's just something that you should be aware of and be cautious of, and maybe, you know, try to avoid tap water where you can. But whatever you do, don't miss out on the fruit. Seriously, don't miss out on the fruit. Eat lots of fruit. Enjoy the fruit. Number 14, and again, this is not exclusive to Vietnam. If you want to do any sort of like tours or trips or plan, you know, guides, things like that, I would say not to book it ahead of time. Book it once you get there. You can research it a little bit ahead of time to see what kind of options are available in the areas that you're going to, what tours are popular, etc. But most of the time, you're gonna get your best deal on the ground in the place. Whatever hostel or hotel you're staying at will have packages. You can also look around. There are agencies in the areas that will help you, but usually you're gonna get your best deal doing it that way rather than booking those things ahead of time. And lastly, number 15, travel with an open mind and an open heart. Don't be afraid to push your own boundaries and do things that are a little bit out of your comfort zone. Obviously, you always want to be safe, you want to be careful, and you want to be cautious because your life is important and you matter to people. But you will not regret doing things that you might be a little bit scared to do or a little bit fearful of, or you might have previously been a little bit uncomfortable with, or when it comes to food, trying something that you look at and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to try that. That looks terrible, that looks disgusting, that is something I would never eat. Try it, do those things, get on the bike, eat the food, see the things, climb the mountain, enjoy your life and push yourself, because you will not regret it. The experiences that you have will be something that you will remember for the rest of your life. And even in the moments that you are scared, or even in the moments where something's maybe not working out too well or working out how you wanted it to, you're gonna look back later and you're gonna smile and you're gonna be like, that's a memory, and that's a good memory, and that makes me laugh, and oh, I can't believe that happened, and oh, I want to share this with somebody. It'll be totally worth it. Open your mind, open your heart, and live your best freaking life. But guys, that pretty much wraps it up for this one. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if you don't know what to comment down below, leave a heart and one of the Vietnamese flags. Not only does that help out my channel a lot, but it lets me know that you were here. It gives us a chance to chat. It lets me know you made it to the end of the video, and of course, I just love to see your faces down there. If you want another way to help out my channel, down below there'll be links to my website, my merch store, and my Patreon. There's zero obligation to check any of those out, but if you want to, you can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of you so very much. Remember to stay Genki AF, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi, Meow Meow. 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 Number 8. Why do I struggle with this so much sometimes?